Getting started in PataBid Quantify fire sprinkler estimating software. So there's a couple of key first pieces here. Number one, the platform is full web native. So there's nothing that you need to install on your local computer. It is designed and built to be run from a browser. We do recommend Chrome or Microsoft Edge as preferred browsers for the platform. You can come to the application here. It is quantify.patabid.com, and you can click on register. Fill out this form and register. It will send an activation email to your email address, which you can then use to activate your account. There are a couple of things to note when we first log in here. The platform is fully multi-user. You can have multiple estimators, and they can all collaborate together in here. The first person who registers by default is the company administrator, and they can add further users in using this admin console. Clicking on the admin console here, we can see where we can add users in. We can see and manage our licensing and all of those kind of components for the platform. But the key takeaway here is the first person who signs up adds further users in, and then everybody can see one company account. Permissions can, of course, be set on different areas of the application per user. The next step here is the folder structure. So when first signing up, the only folder that you'll see is the PataBid templates folder. Now, what we do strongly recommend within this platform is to organize your estimates into some sort of folder structure. We recommend organizing by year because when you click on one of these folders, the system will give you an overview of the stats on all of the estimates within that folder. And you can see who were the estimators that worked on that, when was it created, if you use square footage values and track that kind of information, what your average square footage values are, your different materials and hours and all of those sort of key metrics from within your estimates. To create a folder, you can simply right click on the top level here and select new folder and give it a name. So again, recommend going by year, for example. Now, within each folder, this is where you can create and add estimates in. We'll come back to that in a moment. In the bottom left here are links to our tutorial videos. All of these videos are available on our YouTube channel in several training playlists for different industries. If you search PataBid training in YouTube, you'll pull up the complete lists and playlists for this. Along the top here, we have our settings. So this would be the user settings. Within here, you can turn different industries on and off that you may be interested in working with. You can select a default template to open your estimates with. So as you create and manage different estimating templates for, say, commercial, industrial, specific owner groups, you can organize all of that in here and then select a default one from which to open your estimates up. Dual units, this is a special setting for working in both metric and imperial. So if you do a lot of work with different metric-based projects, you can turn on dual units and it will show you both the imperial and metric sizing for all of your pipe, valves, fittings, and those sort of components. Once you have this configured how you would like, you can hit the Save Settings here, and then we'll go back to the estimates. We have the database editor button up here. Clicking on that takes us into the back end of the platform where we can go through and customize this to our company. We go into further details on that in other videos and the tremendous flexibility and customization potential within here. But out of the box, there is a very large amount of materials and different methodologies, equipment, all of that componentry available in here. And so from there, what we're going to do is open up an estimate. I'm going to right click on my demos folder here and select new estimate. And we're going to call this demo estimate startup fire protection. And we're going to use our default template mechanical here in this case and hit create. And when we do that and open up our demos folder here again, we can see that we have added this estimate in. Clicking on the estimate is going to open up a lot more details in here. Within here, we can track the closing dates for all of our bids. We can select the closing times for when this is actually due. And this allows us to, again, track all of the key metrics as we're working through the different bid processes. We can select which labor we want to run with. For fire sprinklers specifically, we're generally going to select the Quantify labor units in here. Now, you can create your own labor manuals in here, and we can go into details on that. There are other videos around specifically that topic. It is done in the database editor. Same with pricing. The key here is that we can bring in individual pricing from our various suppliers. There's a number of different ways, again, on bringing that in autonomous methods and Excel uploads. There's a number of key different ways. And then the units, whether we want to run this estimate in imperial, which would be your inches, your feet, your pounds, horsepower, those sort of terms, or metric, which would be millimeter, watts, and those kind of measurement units in there. In here, we also have our bid list. Now, with the bid list, you can add in and track who you're bidding to. So if I was bidding to a general contractor here, I can select that and have my contact information automatically populated in here and add that into my estimate. You can track multiple people that you are bidding to in here. So if you have multiple GCs that you're bidding to, you can track all of that in here. And we'll add that in. Again, you can customize this list, your contact list, all of that kind of information in here. You can export this directly to Excel. You can track how you are performing on a individual project basis with specific clients. So if this general contractor awarded me this project, this other one told me I was second to them, and then overall I was awarded this, all of this feeds back into the statistics when you click on a folder here, and it's going to show you who the awarded prime contractor was, what our result was in this estimating process, giving us a tremendously valuable data set where we can identify who our key relationships are, who's awarding us work, who's willing to work with us, and who's winning the work overall. And then from there, we can upload our documentation in here, and anything PDF can be attached in. So I'm going to grab a PDF file here and click open. You can also drag and drop into this gray box area, and it will upload that for you. Square foot. If we know what the square footage is of this project, we can track that in here. This, again, we don't have anything done in the estimate yet, so it's not going to generate any dollars for us. But this will allow us to track square footage dollar values. Again, a tremendously valuable way to identify average rates, when you are within your risk tolerances. If your projects are on average $20 a square foot and suddenly one of them's 10, why is that? Or if one of them's 40, again, what's going on with that particular estimate? Notes in here, because this is a multi-user platform, this is an excellent place to track notes from estimators and keep track of what's going on in the estimate. Any sort of general notes can be put in here. Anything of this nature, so that you can track all of the individual pieces of your project and your estimate across a team of estimators or just for yourself in general. Custom fields, this is part of the reporting engine, generally something that would be set up within your various estimate templates, depending how you want different aspects of the reports to come out for things like RFQs, for things like your submissions and all of that. It can be highly tuned with the reporting engine and these custom fields. Address, if you want to track where these projects are physically located. This more goes into procurement later on. And that, in a nutshell here, is opening up PataBid Quantify fire sprinkler estimating software and opening up an estimate. In other videos, we go into the details around actually doing takeoff and the other individual components of the estimate. So take a look at those and feel free to connect with us.